Less than 1 minute. 1 minute. That's all it took for a tornado to destroy a Kershaw County school on Saturday night. Behind us, you can see North Central High School, which is near Camden. That's what's left of the stadium. Those are concrete bleachers that were decimated by this storm.
So all of this happened because of an EF2 tornado. It had wind speeds of 130 miles per hour, and it was only on the ground for about half a mile. Thankfully, no one was at the school at this time. Thank you for joining us. I'm Alicia Nieves in for Darcy Strickland.
And I'm Andrea Mock. Well, had these winds been any faster, perhaps like an EF2 tornado, there could have been even more damage. The good news, of course, this happened on Saturday and there were no students in those buildings. Students, though, now when they come back to school on Wednesday, they're going to have to figure out a different place to learn. Luckily, they do already have a building set up for that. And it was good news, Alicia, that they had teacher work days today and tomorrow, so already the students weren't going to be back at school.
So at least there's a silver lining in the middle of everything else going on as this community tries to pick up the pieces. We begin our team coverage tonight in Kershaw County with News 19 meteorologist Danielle Miller.
The South Carolina State Guard is now at North Central High School after the tornado struck Saturday night. 20 soldiers across the state got the call Sunday afternoon to travel here. Their job is to help local law enforcement and emergency preparedness. 2nd Battalion Commander Jason Ross says tornado damage is something he hasn't seen too often.
When I came here and saw it, it looked like a war zone. Well, I've worked 10 years in the South Carolina State Guard. Usually we see hurricanes, flood waters, flood damage, but when I saw something like this, it's a little bit different. Seeing buildings blown, the roof blown off, and also seeing like the buses ripped up. And then the football stadium over here, the press box blown all over the seating. We're actually performing security around the perimeter to make sure that no one is coming on site to get hurt, because that's our #1 priority, is safety.
The South Carolina State Guard will be here for at least the next 48 hours. In Kershaw County, for News 19, I'm meteorologist Danielle Miller.
Very glad they were able to help, and our team coverage continues now from Kershaw County, where again North Central High School had a lot of damage because of a tornado this weekend. Aisha Scott has the latest.
An EF2 tornado touched down Saturday night in Kershaw County, South Carolina. Packing winds of 130 miles per hour, it left devastation in its wake.
The school's front entrance is damaged.
North Central High School saw the brunt of the damage. According to the National Weather Service in Columbia, the EF2 tornado partially collapsed concrete stadium bleachers and a press box. It lifted most of the roof off of the main office and damaged numerous school buses.
A lot of outreach and outpouring.
The tornado traveled just over a half of a mile with a path width of 150 yards.
Started at the stadium, which is one end of the campus, and came over the school and went through the major damages in the front office, the drama room, and continued into the library. There are parts of the campus, the rooms, that don't look as damaged as others, and so we've been able to retrieve some of the technology out of there.
500 students attend Central High School. They will return to school Wednesday, but classes will be held at the vocational building and the newly built technology center.
It's real when you see it in person.
South Carolina National Guard is assisting with the cleanup process. It'll take at least a year for repairs. Thankfully, because school was not in session, there were no injuries and no fatalities.
Well, students at North Central High will head to classes at a different campus this week. The National Weather Service said the tornado touched down near one end of the campus, ran the length of the school, and then actually lifted as soon as it got to the opposite end. We spoke with the Weather Service about what they saw when they were evaluating the damage.
We looked at the radar imagery before we came out here, which we saw a debris ball, which means there is damage lifted in the air, which made us suspect it's a tornado. Also, the reports of damage from the school and also from emergency management. Then we came out here and we walked the grounds to see the damage. Some of the things that we looked at that led us to a tornado is we saw convergent damage, where instead of it all going in one direction, we see damage convergent into the damage, like folds into one another, and that's indication of a rotation.
Well, as you saw there in our video, 25 school buses got tossed around as well and did have a lot of damage.